Hello and welcome. I am William Bitver. I'm working for IDERA. I will present you today DB Artisan. In DB Artisan is part of a bundle which is DB PowerStudio. This bundle covers different aspects of development around the databases. We support database administration and development. We will see today with DB Artisan how to achieve this. We also support some performance and tuning and SQL optimizations through DB Artisan, Rapid SQL, and our DB Optimizer. And we support database change management using DB Change Manager and also DB Artisan. Today, we will focus on DB Artisan. This is an IDE, a SQL IDE, which allow you to connect to different database platforms, and we can manage all these database with DB Artisan, managing the security, the different kind of objects, create new ones, update the right permission on this object, and so on. I will show you with the tool just after the slide. We support, like I said, multiple platforms. So we support Amazon Redshift, Plum. We have a SQL Server, Azure, with Oracle, and recently we have added support to Snowflake too. Rapid SQL is a light version, if I can say this like this, of DB Artisan, where we removed the DBA features, the dedicated features for DBA, and just keep the SQL development, put some features just to help developers who need to access database so they can quickly develop their SQL code using Rapid SQL. And we support the same databases. DB Optimizer is another solution. We'll use it just to illustrate how DB Artisan works. I will use the load testing with my DB Optimizer to show when I use a query how I can monitor it directly from DB Artisan. But we can also do some profiling on different databases directly with this tool, or get some performance optimization with creation of indexes and so on. So we support some different platforms with this solution, which is not the focus today. And the latest one is DB Change Manager. So to track differences between your configuration between two different databases, or you can also compare different schema between your database. You can also migrate from, for example, Oracle to MS SQL, or the opposite, depending on the platform you choose. And you can also compare the data between these different platforms. And we support Microsoft SQL, IBM DB2, Oracle, and Sybase. So that's it for the slide. Now we will use directly the product. Okay. So here I have launched my DB Artisan. I have different, don't know if you have already seen how DB Artisan works. I will explain quickly. So on my left side, I have a tree view with different folders. I can create the folders I want. Can name it as I wish. By default, it will create for you a folder with the platform name. And what you will do when you first run DB Artisan, you will launch the register data source, and you will register the different ones. And like I said, we recently added Snowflake, but we can connect to the different platform I already show you in the slide, like Microsoft SQL Server and so on. And when you select a platform, you will have some dedicated connection information. Here I have selected SQL Server, so can use this connection. If I go back and select, for example, Oracle, if I click next, I will have my TNS name. If I go back and select for another one, Sybase, I will have here my SQL env file and so on. So it automatically adapts to the different platforms that you will use. So I have already registered many different databases. And I have on my laptop two different VMs which are running, and I will connect to this VM which are running some databases. for instance, I have one with SQL Server, Postgre, and so on. So when you connect to your database, so I will connect. I am already connected, but when you connect, automatically it opens this screen. And here I can see different information regarding my database. I can see product version, so it is SQL Server 17 and so on. Yeah, okay, I can see the different values. I can see my different databases. I can also navigate and see for this different platform. If I expand my database, I will see the different kind of objects that I have. If I navigate here, I can click on tables and I will see my tables. If I right click on any object, I will have some dedicated contextual menu like this one, or I can create a new table. I can edit this current table. If I click on open, automatically will open my table regarding the structure of the table, not the data itself. So here I can see my different columns, if they are primary keys and so on, different properties about my columns. You can see the properties of the table itself. Quite slow, everything is running on my machine. So I can see the properties of my table itself. I can see many different information, and regarding the topic about today, we can manage permission, security directly within for my object. For example, I can select my different column where I am interested by, and I can grant my rights directly to my object directly from this view. Or we can manage it for each column and so on. So this DBO will be allowed to select. Here I have specified yes from delete and so on. So you can directly manage your permission from this editor, for example. I will not apply it to my database. I can see the different users that exist for this database itself. I can check it at the level security, at this level, not for the database itself, but I can check, for example, here my different logins. I can see them. I can obviously double click it to edit my login. So here I am connected, like I said, to a SQL Server. I will show you on different platforms how it works. My server is quite slow, don't know why. Okay. Yeah. Check the database. It should be this one. Should be okay. No. Well, can sort it a bit. Okay. Probably I have a timeout on my network. I don't know why. Still loading some stuff. Another timeout. Okay. Should be after. Sorry for the delay. To the right. Come. Okay. I don't know what happens, why it was so long. I think there was some timeout. I have a VPN, but I'm using my VM. Sorry for that. If when and make me think about here I have a feature when you use DB Artisan. What you can do is you can ask to log all the SQL. So for example, I will truncate my existing file and I will log all my SQL, and now I will be able to see if you when I use my product. Sometimes you can be interested. For example, I want to see all the users that are available here for this one. To get this list populated, in fact, my DB Artisan has run some queries, and what I can do as I log it, I can open this file, and I will be able to see just to get my different users what it has done regarding my database. So it is really interesting to when you want to know how DB Artisan is doing it, you can always get the code, the SQL code, and use it in your own script, for example. Okay. So every time I'm doing something, like you have seen, it opens some new tabs, and I can work. For example, here I can go back to my table. I can select star from my table. Here you can see that my tables are my tabs are underlined with some red color. Here I have some red color. And if I navigate to another database, for instance, I have this Oracle one, which is red 2, so I will disconnect just to illustrate. And I will, yeah, I have the one red, which is production mode. If I edit, just to explain what I'm telling, here you can select a category for your different database. You can create your own category. You can create as much as you need, and you can assign a color to this category. So when you assign this color, you will be able to see to quickly see if your database environment is depending on the color. And here you have always, here you can see it is blue around my connection. If I navigate back to my SQL, you can see here the red. Here, this one was the green, and so on. So you can easily distinguish which one is when you add your script. You can have some colors and avoid some accidents when you are using it. So I just connected to an Oracle instance in another VM. And if I navigate in my schema, I will be able to see my tables. For example, I have the same database. I can filter not the table name, but the user. If I filter, I have some different environment, one for production, one for development. And from here, I can easily do my select star, and you will see that I have two tabs, one with my MS SQL and one with my Oracle. And you have different colors, just showing the difference regarding the data source connection. Then I am now also on Oracle, so I can show you here. If I expand my security node, I will have users, roles directly. I can double click my role, can see its properties, which user is attached to this role. I can even, this one will take a moment, it will populate all my different roles, and I can see here which role depends the role which are received, where the user for which one it has been granted. Can manage my object permission directly from here. I will be able to filter on my different object types, the different owner in my database. So if I want my GIM user, I will see all the different tables associated with my GIM user, and I will be able to do like we have done earlier, to select the different cell I am interested by, and I can from here grant directly my properties to grant this right to these different objects. Okay. I have also for the system directly the permission. So I can manage, and as you have seen, I'm always going to my data source. In my data source, I will have my node security, schema, and so on. And I will do the same, whatever the database platform it is, I will be able to do the same feature regarding it. Okay. Here I have my different kind of object. And if we navigate in my server, so if I go back to my SQL server, I will be able to see the different databases, but I will be able also to see some performance tab. In my performance tab, I will have, for example, the different process that are currently connected to my database. So here I can see that I have different connection. I have, for instance, my DB optimizer I spoke during the slide. I have my DB artisan, which is my current connection. And if I show you my why I have run my DB optimizer, it is just to show to use this script from another application than DB artisan. Here I can easily load test some query. I will use this query on my database. I will use it in 10 parallel sessions, and I will execute it 3 times with a delay. So when I click play, if I go back to my DB Artisan, if I refresh my process, here I should see my different DB optimizer with my query sheet. Yeah, here it is DB optimizer, and I can see the query which is run. Okay, this is the same, and I can see my different process directly from this monitor. I can right click, I can choose the SQL, it is already done, but I can also use, for example, the feature of my DB Artisan, and I have automatically copy my query, the queries that I got from the monitor, and I have run a query plan directly on my query. So I can see from here all the time which has been spent regarding the input, output, the different CPU cost, and so on, how many times it has been executed, and so on. So I have my query plan directly available from here. My query is here. I can use it if I want. I can also connect through a SQL debugging session, and I can navigate if it was a storage procedure, for example. So I think it's available. And like I did here, you have different possibilities. If I want to look at the different logs that I have in my database, possibly. It's currently refreshing, you can see it from here. Okay, it's okay. And I can do the same exactly if I go back to my Oracle database. If I collapse this part and expand my performance tab, I will be able to see my process for my Oracle directly from this view. And if I do the same trick with my DB optimizer, I will do the same. So I am connected to my database. I will play it in 5 different parallel sessions twice. I launch it. If I go back here and refresh my processor, I should be able to find my application right here. But yeah, I have my DB optimizer. Yeah, DB optimizer, the data is not available. I look from here. No, not this one. Okay. No, it's not very square. One other feature, and I will probably see it from there, is the analyst pack. From the analyst pack, you have different tools, and today we will look at the performance one. So the performance analyst, I just launched it. Don't know if you hear the sound, but I got an alarm. We'll just cover it after. If I go to my top users from this screen, normally I should be able to find my connection with my top query. If I check my top query, I should have no. It's not the biggest query. In fact, it's not the one who spent the most time. With the optimizer, I will be able to profile the session and to see my different using the different time used. From here, I will, if I refresh the screen, no, my query is not the one. It's not in the top SQL, so it's perfect. Yes, I am connected on Oracle. So if I click on Home, here I will just hear some sound. I have an alarm from here. So I have a dashboard. I can customize my dashboard. I can always have some details, so I can drill down in each view to have some more information. I see that here my VM should have more space that it has. I have different information. As we are connected on Oracle, I have some rack information. It is not the one connected with a rack, but I can use it. And like I said, we can have some alarms, and I will show the alarm just before. This is the alarm that I have right now on my database, just a new one. And each time I can double click and navigate to have some more information directly on the different dashboard, different information. I can see information. I can also like I said, for this alarm, how it works, it is depending on the platform. So here I am connected with Oracle. We support Oracle, SQL Server, Sybase, Azure, and DB2 Linux LUW. So with Oracle, by default, we provide a template. The first thing to do will be to copy the template to customize it. My own Oracle. Okay, and from here I will be able to edit it. So how you will work with this tool is you define your here are the default thresholds that are being defined, and I will be able to automatically to not automatically to edit all each of these values to specify if I want to generate an alarm and for which value, and if it's very critical or if it's a fair alarm, fair severity, and so on. And you can do this for many different objects, many different values, and automatically, so we will be able to trigger an alert. And like you have seen, I have an icon here, and when I double click can double click too. My sister icon, I automatically open this screen, and I can have the different information on this. Like I did earlier. Okay. And I can always navigate and have some more details depending on the view and so on. So this one is performance analyst. We have dedicated screen. This one is the home with different information common enough. Where we share the different information from different tabs. And if I want some more details, for example, for my memory, I can use this one, or I can even have some more details regarding this specific information, and it will automatically navigate to it. And each time I can save my page and as a bitmap, for example, if I want to share it, or if it's some array, I can save it as an Excel file and navigate, like I say, through the different objects. Memory, so I have input, output, different object. The space also for the different object and so on. So right now, like you see, I am connected on my Oracle, and I can do the same on my SQL Server 1. I click on Performance Analyst, you will launch it. The first time, if you want to try it, the first time you will launch Performance Analyst, you will install some storage procedure in your database, and you also have an option to uninstall this object if you want to remove it, but you will need this procedure just to get the data faster. And yeah, I haven't unchecked my log file. I will uncheck it to avoid populating more. We close it and reopen my log file, and you will see that to populate my different dashboard and screen that we had with performance analyst. Automatically, I can. How we have populated this. If you are interested, you can always check this log file, which is really interesting to have some detail. Okay. So here I am connected on my MS SQL database, and I have the same button like I showed you earlier. I can do the same for this different database, and this is my DB Artisan, which will adapt to the platform itself. I have my user, and I have my top users, top SQL also available. Okay. So this is performance analyst, and yeah, this is performance analyst. So like I said, we can do it for directly depending on each database. If I want, I can connect to my PostgreSQL database just to show you another example. Connect, yeah, security. I have only my roles here, but I have my Postgres, and I can double click and edit its properties too. I can view its DDL directly. Okay. Yeah. For the performance, we have just, like you can see, depending on the database, we have much more or less features available depending on the platform. But however, you can do whatever you need. On my server, I have my schema here directly available. You can see my tables and so on. Okay. So we have seen the data source. You can always migrate your schema directly with that DB Artisan. This is one of the features typically which is not available with RapidSQL. We can browse all the different nodes that we have seen here. Not sure I have some here. Yeah. Yeah. Not for nothing for the. We can create project and manage it directly. In the view, you can always see the internal SQL tool here, and you can copy your script and use it in your own editor if you want to. Not it's exactly doable. We can also use the different tools. So if you don't know how DB Artisan works, you can directly search in your database for a specific column and so on. I have a new alert directly which has popped on my different database. I have the two, as I have run my performance analyst once for my MS SQL and once for my Oracle. As you have seen, I have alerts for my two different platforms. Regarding the feature, like I said, we can use script or file execution facility. When you have a script execution facility, you will put your script here. In file execution, you will select some files, and then you can run a script directly to different platforms. And regarding the script or you have or the file you have selected, you can select what you want to do when you have run your script. Do you want to open a new tab for each database, or do you want to generate some different files, Excel file, CSV, and so on, and send it, for example, by email directly to you when it's over. So you can schedule some task like this one using the Windows Task Scheduler, which will call your DB Artisan to run your query. You can also directly create some query using the query builder. So you will automatically show you all your different tables, views, and you will be able to. So it's currently populating different objects, and from here I will be able to select my different object. I can take these two ones, for example. I drag and drop my object. Automatically, it will show me the different columns in my different tables. Yeah, the connection is quite slow. I don't know why. Okay, it has populated. You see that it has done lots of different queries to populate this data. I can easily create a link between my two tables, and automatically will generate for me my my query from this table. If I select some columns, if I want my investment name and investment type name, automatically it will generate for me the query, and I can select if I want select, insert, update, delete, or create view for this query. So I can directly update my query with this checkbox and so on. So this is for the query builder, and you can save it and go on. Can import data and can call in our other products directly. Yeah, that's it regarding the security and the scope for today. Like I said, you can always use performance analyst to see where which query are the most which consume the most resources. The users that are connected. Always, you are always able to manage different queries and have details about the query which are run on the source. And with the tree view on the data source explorer here, you will be able to always find a security node and to manage from this security node the different permission, login, and so on. So depending on the platform. And from each object, like I showed earlier, if you are currently coding, you can also manage a different storage. Here I am on SQL Server. I have some file group, backup device, and so on. If I go to my Oracle, I will see some table space and so on, directly visible from here. Okay. And security, like I said, and for each object, when I am on clicking on a specific object, I will always be able to open and to edit the permission to access this object directly. Okay. If I say alter, it will show me the script to alter the rights directly on it. Okay. I will check if you have some question, if you have used a question. No, not yet. Do you have any question? Go to meeting, you can check if you want to. Close the performance list to avoid the beep. So you have to run a performance analyst if you want to have some alarms running. It doesn't run in background, for instance. However, you can always call DB Artisan from command line and directly get some data. You can get some different resources from the web too. For instance, I have DB Artisan documentation. All the product documentation for IDERA is available for our tools here. You have DB Optimizer, DB Artisan, DB Change Manager, Rapid SQL here, and you can find the user guide, for example. So for my user guide for DB Artisan, like we can see here, we have different information. We have, for example, the DBMS support. So all the connection, if you want some more information regarding the driver itself, you can always get them directly using this page. We have the what's new probably available. No, it is available here. What's new? So if I click here, I will open the what's new, and we can see that we have, like I said, added support to Snowflake. So now we can connect to Snowflake and get we will run some queries directly on it. You just need to install the ODBC driver for Snowflake. No, it was here. Here you have the requirement if you want to install it. You can install it, it can run on Windows only. If you don't use Windows, you can always use a virtual machine you running Windows eventually. But it needs to run on Windows. It can be on the cloud, but on Windows. And you have some other information which are available on idera.com/resource center, where you can find different quick start guide for the different products. I will share this link and the other one in the chat. The product question. Where is it? Yeah. So what's new? Share all of them. So I sent in the chat of GoToMeeting all the different links I have used. I should just show you. Have a nice day, and I hope you enjoy this presentation. And cheers. Bye bye.